Have you ever bought a wig based on the stock photo and then you get it home and think, is this the same wig? Well, I decided to do a test today. I got 4 brand new Jon Renau styles, and what I did was I looked at the stock photo first, and you'll see me do this in the video, and then I open the box with you and show you the wig the way it comes out of the box and compare and see how close it is to the stock photo and what I would need to do to get it closer to the stock photo or a way that I would wear it. So without giving away anything I found out, let's jump into it and get started. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is Shelby, and I have her in the color 6F27. Now let's take a look at the stock photo to see what we can expect. All right, so it looks like it's a blunt cut bob that is hitting right below her cheekbones or the top of her chin. It looks like there's some lift at the roots at the top there, keeping the hair off of her face. And it looks like she has a shorter layer on each side that kind of flips back a little bit. If we look at the stock photo of the side shot, it's showing her left side. You can see that shorter layer, and it looks like it may be shorter in the back and a little bit longer in the front. And maybe it's a stacked back. We'll have to take a look and see. I don't have a back shot of the model, a straight on back shot. Okay, so let's open her up and see what we have here. I have her brand new. Very exciting. There you go. Such a pretty color, 6F27. All right, so let's just look at her right out of the box. And it does look like she has a stacked back and is shorter in the back and then longer on the sides. And, oh, nice lighted piece there at the front on this color. I'm going to jump to putting her right on. We'll talk about her features once I have her on. I want to just put her on right out of the box. I'm not going to shake or anything. So we're going to see what she looks like right out of the box. Okay, and here we go. All right, so this is right out of the box. I did not shake. I didn't comb the part or anything. Okay, so now I have her on, and you can see I don't have the lift in the front that the stock photo is showing. I'm going to spin and just show you the style right out of the box. So you can see it does have that angle here and the stacked back, which is really nice. But I wouldn't wear it this way. I do feel like I need some lift up here. And it's very typical that the wig will come without the lift, even though you'll see the lift in the stock photo. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of styling, and then we'll see how it looks. All I need to do is get that lift in the front. I think the rest of it, I actually like the way it looks. So to get the lift, a really easy thing you can do with a regular synthetic wig so that you don't have to take heat to it is use a product like the Jon Renau Peace Out Cream. This is a great product. You can see I use it. I don't know if you can actually see it there, but I do use it. But it lasts a long time. And all you need to do is take a little bit on your finger, rub it in, and then I will just apply it to where I want it to get that lift. Look at that. It's like magic. I love this stuff. There you go. You can also use it to style waves, which we'll probably see in some of the other wigs I'll be showing. But I'm just putting a little more here. Yeah, there we go. Just like that. So easy. So there you have it. It was very easy, a little bit of styling product. And honestly, I don't use a ton of styling product because the more I do, the more I have to wash my wigs. But if I think it's going to help, I will use a little bit. And many times when you use a styling product, you won't need to use it again the next time you wear it if you haven't washed the wigs. A spritz of water will help to reactivate a lot of those products, so keep that in mind. All right, I'm much happier with it this way. It didn't take a lot of time, and it's really not that much difference. The only thing I really did was create a little bit of lift there. The rest of it is pretty much like the stock photo. You have the layer going back, the stacked back. It's a nice bob. Now you can see in the stock photo, and this is important to note, and we're going to talk about my measurements in a second, the bottom of the wig comes to right about here on her, and then her chin comes down. Well, for me, it comes under my face. I do not know the model's measurements, but I'm going to give you my measurements. And then when you take your measurements, you can compare yours to mine and get a better idea of how a wig's going to look on you. All right, so let's talk about my measurements. My circumference is 21 inches. Ear to ear, I'm 12 inches. Forehead to nape, I'm 13 inches. My face, forehead to chin, is 8 inches. My forehead is 3 inches. My neck is 3 inches. And the width of my face at its widest point is 10 inches. Now, if you don't know how to take those measurements, no worries. I have a video linked in the description below where I take you through how to measure all of those things accurately. All right, now let's talk about this wig and her measurements. Okay, her crown is 8.5 inches. Her sides are 5.5 inches. The nape, 1.5 inches. And the bang, 7.25 inches. Let's see where the shortest bang is. Yeah, and my face is 8 inches. So that makes sense. And she weighs just 3.6 ounces. I would say definitely a low density wig. There may be some permatease giving some shape here and also hiding some of the open wefting. And we will take a look at the cap after I take the color outside. Let's take a look at the features. She has an extended lace front that goes ear tab to ear tab. She has a full mono top, so you can part her anywhere. And let's take a look at her ear tabs here. So you can see the lace coming to here. And let's look at the coverage. I have space above my ear, which is great. And let's look. Behind my ear there is also space. So she will not be rubbing on my ears and causing any discomfort. Now, as far as fit goes, she's fitting me just fine, so we'll take a look at where the adjusters are when we come back in from outside. Okay, let's talk about her color, 6F27, also known as caramel ribbon. Look how pretty this is. And it's a warm, highlighted color, and it's described as brown with light red, gold, blonde highlights and tips. And you can really see in the front here, you get a nice shot of that highlight around the face. I think this is so pretty. All right, and let's check the glasses under the ear tabs. Perfectly fine, no issues. Over the ear tabs, also perfectly fine. Can wear it either way. Now let's take the color outside. Okay, so here's the color caramel ribbon. Look at that. How pretty is that? And you can definitely see the red and gold blonde highlights in there. They're doing a bunch of work on our street if you hear all that noise. Okay, going through the house. I don't have lights on in the house. I'll turn some on. There we go. So as far as Shelby matching the stock photo, I think she's a really good match. The only thing I needed to do was add a little bit of lift at the root there. And you can see the rest of the style. It's great. Okay, and let's take a look at the cap. So you have the extended lace front, ear tab to ear tab. the full mono top, open wefting, and the velvety ear tabs with the metal stays. You have a regular nape and Velcro adjusters. And it looks like they are in just a tad, not a lot. And like I said, it fit me just fine, and there's plenty of stretch here. So I would say this definitely goes to average and probably even a little bit larger than average. And there's plenty of room to make the circumference smaller. So there you have it. That is Shelby in Caramel Ribbon 6F27. Okay, next up we have Jillian, and I have her in Shaded Mocha 24BT18S8. And if we take a look at the stock photo, she has some nice long layers, a little bit of wave more toward the bottom, and she seems like a very easy, relaxed style. So I find that these styles are usually pretty good right out of the box. Sometimes maybe I need a little lift around the top of the hairline. But let's see how Jillian looks. All right, so we will open her up. And Shaded Mocha is a color that I love of Jon Renau, so I already know I like that. There it is. Look how pretty. And we'll take her out. Now when I store my wigs, I put all of this stuff back in the wig, the tissue, and I put the hairnet back on before I put it in the box. And what I like to do is when it's out in rotation and I'll be wearing it, I leave it on the mannequin. But then once it's done and I've worn her enough, if she needs it, I'll wash her and then put her back in the box. I don't like to stick the wigs back in the box unclean. So I usually like to leave them on the mannequin until they're ready to be washed. Okay, so here she is right out of the box. Beautiful, and you can see that wave there. Really nice. She has a full mono top and an extended lace front. Same cap design as we just saw in Shelby. So, oh, how pretty is this? Make sure I have her in the right spot. There we go. Oh, so pretty. So you can see already she has the wave like in the picture. I'm going to just spin and show you the style the way it came out of the box. Really nice. Now I like the wave, but for me again, I would need a little lift on this side. Not really this side so much. This side seems fine to me. I'm going to use the same process, get a little lift out of this, and then we'll talk details.
And I had never known my place before, but that's what Ruby soon became. Ruby, she wasn't good at going fast, and the patience that I lacked, I learned to grow. Ruby had a way of breaking down.
The Jon Renau Peace Out Cream, I love that stuff. Did exactly what I wanted, just a little bit of lift. It's not a huge difference, but it's much more comfortable, and I think it makes it look so much better. And you can use that Peace Out Cream. Your hands stay a little, you know, you can feel it, a little bit tacky, and I like to use it to just, you know, create some style with it. It's amazing how it really does stay on your hands to use. So pretty. All right, let's talk about Jillian's measurements. Her crown is 13.75 inches. Her sides, 10.5 inches. Her nape, 11.5 inches. And her bang, 6.75 inches. Let's see if there's a shorter piece. There we go. That's the 6.75 inches. And her weight, 4.9 ounces. So for all of this hair, That is light, and she feels light. She feels low density. There may be some permatease again where there's the wefting to hide the wefting or to give it shape. It's hard to tell. In any case, if there is permatease, it's not a lot. And the same is true for Shelby as well. Okay, let's take a look at the features. So you have the extended lace front, ear tab to ear tab, a full mono top. So I'll just show you parted in different places. There you go. And let's take a look at her ear tabs. Here we go. You can see that extended lace front to there. And the coverage, anything gray is mine. There is a space there and space behind the ear so that it's not rubbing on the top of my ear, which makes it very comfortable. Now let's talk about her color, Shaded Mocha. Okay, Shaded Mocha is described as a neutral rooted color. I would even say it leans warm. It is rooted. You can see the roots there. And it's described as a medium natural ash blonde and light natural gold blonde blend shaded with medium brown. So that ashiness added in with the color makes it more neutral, which is really nice. It'll fit more skin tones. And if I stand back, I would say it leans warm. All right, let's take this color outside. Okay, so here we go. You have the Shaded Mocha. You can see some of your ashier tones and more golden tones, and then your rooting there. You really should put your part where you want it before you go styling the front of it. I jumped right to the lift. But you can see the darker pieces coming through. This is such a beautiful, natural looking color. I love Shaded Mocha. Go through the house. A lot of fall yard work going on. Okay, so Jillian's cap, she has an extended lace front, ear tab to ear tab, a full mono top, the open wefting, the velvety ear tabs with the metal stays, the extended velvety nape, and the Velcro adjusters, which are adjusted in a little bit. It fit me nicely. I wouldn't have had to adjust her. You can go in more, and she has plenty of stretch. So I would say she goes to average and even a little bit larger than average. There you go. That's Jillian. Okay, the next two styles are hand-tied styles. I'm excited to see these. The first one is Ava, and I have her in 101 F48T, also known as Martini. Let's take a look at the stock photo first. So we have another bob, and you can see this one comes around the model under the chin, and we'll see where it falls on me. Looks like it has a shorter layer on her right side there. I can't tell. The left side doesn't look like it has one, but it's hard to say. We'll see when we take it out of the box. And this one does not look like it has a stacked back. It looks maybe even a little bit razored at the bottom. So let's take a look and see what she looks like. There we go. So you can see she is in the box inside out, and you can see the hand-tied cap. And since she's inside out, we might as well look at her cap. She has an extended lace front, ear tab to ear tab, nice velvety ear tabs, full mono top, and it's 100% hand-tied. Sometimes some manufacturers will put some closed wefting at the bottom. Not this one. This is completely hand-tied. And the beauty of a hand-tied wig is that the fibers fall more naturally, just like your hair, because they're individually sewn into the cap, versus a wefted cap, where you saw in those other caps I showed you had strips of fibers, and our hair is not in strips on our head. So this is more natural looking, and you will not see any wefting should the wind blow or should you put your hair up. Okay, now let's take a look at this style. Putting her on right out of the box. Oh, what a pretty style and color. I love the color Martini too. For you girls who are looking for a cooler toned wig, Martini is a great color. Okay, so right out of the box, I'm going to spin and show you the style. She definitely has some style with the layer here. This side is one length, which is what I thought I saw in the photo, but I wasn't sure. All right, I'm going to just spin and show this to you. So for all of these wigs, there seems to be a theme here. All I really need to do is add a little bit of lift. And I'm not surprised by that because these are regular synthetic wigs, so you're not expected to take heat to them. Now you can these days because they make tools that have low enough heat that you can use on a regular synthetic wig, but the expectation is that you get your synthetic wig and it's styled and you can wash it and it'll come right back to its style. So the only thing I think I'll need for this is to add a little lift here. It's a little bit of a face flopper, as you can see. And just because this one's a face flopper doesn't mean that every Ava comes with face flop. You know, things happen when they're stored in boxes or during travel. And so it's really great to just be able to handle face flop or getting a little bit of lift out of your wig. And I think for this, I'm gonna use the tried and true Peace Out cream. This has been so easy. I'll just put a little bit on my finger, rub it, and very little. You don't need a lot. And then I'm gonna just put it where I want it. Look at that. Wow. This stuff works so great. I love it. I'm going to take a little bit more for the other side. I'm not sure how far down I want the lift, but I think that's nice. Look at that. So easy. I didn't need heat. I didn't need anything. I got the lift. Really nice. All right, now let's take a look at it. Now that it's been styled, I'm going to spin for you. Such a pretty style. All right, now let's talk measurements. Her crown is 7.75 inches. Her sides, 5.5 inches. Her nape, 2.25 to 2.5 inches. So they have different lengths here, I guess with that razored bottom or however that's being done. And the bang is 8 inches, the length of my face. And she weighs just 3 ounces. Very light, low density, feels great. I love this style. I think this style is so elegant. Really nice. Let's take a look at the lace front. Here we go. You have the extended lace front that goes ear tab to ear tab. You have the full mono top. So you can part her anywhere. And let's take a look at the ear tabs. You have a little bit of a space there and back there, and you get really great coverage. Look at that, really nice coverage. And let's put the glasses on under the ear tabs. No problem. Over the ear tabs, again, no problem. And let's take a look at this color, Martini. 101 F48T is described as a neutral color. Again, it does have some warmer tones in there, and I can see why it's described as neutral. When I step back, it gives me an overall cooler tone for me, and maybe it's because it's against my warmer tone skin. But really, such a beautiful color. It's a soft white front, light brown with 75% gray blend and soft white tips. And I get so many questions from people saying, I'm a brunette going gray. Is there anything that would be good for that combination? Martini is a great color for that. Look at that. So pretty. All right, let's look at her outside. Okay, here we go, Martini. I'm going to try to turn in the sun here. So you can see some of the brunette in there and the white. It's just so pretty. A great transition to gray from brunette. You can see it in the indoor lighting here. Okay, and on to the last wig of the collection, Olivia, and I have her in 6RH12, which is Espresso Latte. This will be a new color for me because I haven't tried this color before, so I'm excited about it. Olivia is also a hand-tied wig. Ooh. And she came inside out as well, so we will look at the cap first thing and then move to putting her on. Oh, before we do that, let's look at the stock photo. Okay, so in the stock photo, you can see there is lift at the root there, so we'll see if this came with the lift or if we need to put it in. And it looks like it has nice loose waves. Very easy style. You could probably do a lot of things, putting it up, wearing it down. So let's take a look and see first at the cap here, and then we will look at the style. All right, so she has the extended lace front, full mono top. Again, 100% hand tied. You can see that there, no wefting. Nice velvety ear tabs and extended velvety nape. Velcro adjusters, and this one looks in a little bit on the one side, maybe a little bit on the other side as well. And then as far as stretch goes, especially in this section here, you have some stretch. In these other areas, not as much stretch, but there is some stretch here. And I have heard that the hand-tied Jon Renau wigs can fit larger heads, so we'll see how this fits me. You know, it's hard for me to say what will fit a larger head since I have a smaller head, but I try to gauge by the amount of stretch and by how it's fitting me, and also feedback from you. So if you have any feedback on fit or anything about the brands, please put it in the comments. We're learning from one another. It's really great. Okay, so you can see the style, the beautiful loose waves there. I'm going to put her on. Oh, pretty. I like this color too. Look at that. Okay, so this is right out of the box. I'm just looking at the amount of lift here. It actually does seem to have a little bit of lift already, but I might add a little bit more just to keep it off my face. All right, let me spin and show you her right out of the box. Okay, I'm just going to comb her a little. And you always want to be very gentle when you're combing your wigs. You don't want to break any of the fibers. And start from the bottom, especially if there's tangles. I know I didn't. I came right up here, but I'm being very gentle. Just be mindful. But it's good to start from the bottom and work your way up. It's just so natural, light wave. Really pretty. Okay, so again, I'm going to just get a tiny bit of lift by adding some Peace Out cream on this side. This side is looking fine to me. I have that beautiful wave there, so I don't think I'm even going to touch that. I use a tiny bit, tiny. because I'm just using it right here. And Peace Out Cream is one of those products that you can reactivate by spritzing your wig with a little bit of water. And you can just see how it's working for you. If you need to add a little more, add a little more. With the dark hair, it's hard for me to see, but so pretty. And when I did this styling video with the stylists from Jon Renau, they were using Peace Out Cream also on the waves and curls. They would take some and just kind of define the waves. I did it on January in the video, which is a wig I've had for some time, and the waves seem to have lost some of their definition. I mean, I've worn her a lot. And the Peace Out Cream was amazing, how it just brought it back to life. There we go. Yeah, I think that's all I do to it. So pretty. So my takeaway from this is the Jon Renau wigs, this collection anyway, they pretty much come the way the stock photo looks. The only thing I've really needed to do is add some lift. So that's really nice to know. All right, so here it is styled, if you can call that styling. Really pretty. Well, first let's look at the features. So she has the lace front, extended lace front, ear tab to ear tab, the full mono top. Now, for the parts, normally if I'm not doing this in front of a camera, I'll make my part, and if I need to, apply some heat on either side of it to set the part more nicely. You could probably even use Peace Out Cream for that. There you go. So you can see you can part her anywhere. As far as the ear tabs go, let's take a look. Here we go. You got great coverage there. I do have a space there and a little bit above my ear, so it's not rubbing on my ears, which is really nice. Let me put the glasses on while we're here, and then we'll get to the measurements. I haven't forgotten. I'm all over the place today. Under the ear tabs, no problem. Over the ear tabs, no problem. Okay, now let's talk measurements. Her crown is 15 inches. Her sides, 14 to 14.25 inches. Her nape, 12.5 inches. Her bang, 8 inches. So the length of my face. Okay, and she weighs 5.2 ounces. And again, for all of this hair, that's not a lot. She feels lower density, no permatease. She's a fully hand-tied cap, so I wouldn't expect any permatease. And as far as how she's fitting me fine. I could probably even take her in a little bit. Now let's talk about her color. This color, Espresso Latte 6RH12, is a warm highlighted color. And hopefully you can see that here. You can see some of those highlights. And a 6 is a darker brown, and a 12 is a light brown. So I think you can see the lighter brown in there. All right, let's take this color outside. Okay, 6RH12 Espresso Latte. You can see the darker brown and the lighter brown highlights in there. So pretty. Look at this style. It's sad to see the garden going. It's the end of the season. Still some zinnias left, which is amazing. Okay, and coming through the house, so much you could do with this style. Put her up, put her down, half up, half down. So pretty. Okay, so there you go. 4 new regular synthetic styles from Jon Renau. All lower density, beautiful styles. And as we saw, the styles actually do mimic the stock photos very closely. The only difference I really found was that I had to add some lift at the hairline, and that lift was in the stock photos. But other than that, I think the styles matched. And you can let me know what you think in the comments below, and also what you think of these styles. All right, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.